Hey everyone, in this video, I'll be covering the brand new trademark filing system the USPTO rolled out this year, what's changed, how it works now, and what to expect if you're planning to file a trademark. So as of January 18th, the USPTO is officially retiring their old TEAS system and replacing it with something called the Trademark Center. And this is not just a name change, it's a complete redesign of how trademark applications are filed, reviewed, and managed going forward. Now under this new system, all filings have to go through a verified USPTO account, and that's important because you can't even start a trademark application anymore unless your identity has been verified ahead of time. So if you're filing for a business or on behalf of a client, you'll want to get that part taken care of early. The other big change is that the old tiered applications like TEAS Plus and TEAS Standard are gone. Everything is now funneled into a single model called their base application. It makes the process more straightforward, but it also means the cost structure is less flexible. So here's how it works now. Each application starts at $350 per class of goods or services, and that's before any surcharges. One of the most important things to understand is that you can still trigger an extra $200 per class if you don't use the pre-approved descriptions from the USPTO's Trademark ID manual. If you go off script and describe your own goods or services in free-form text, your application becomes a lot more expensive, whether or not it actually improves your trademark protection. So really the new setup is meant to guide you into using their standardized language. That can help cut down on errors, but it also gives you less flexibility in how you want to describe your brand. Now, if that sounds like a lot to navigate, especially for first-time filers or small business owners, don't worry. I'll also walk through how platforms like Trademark Engine can help simplify things. But first, let's go over what the actual filing process looks like under the new system. Step 1 is doing a comprehensive clearance search, and this is easily one of the most important steps, even though it's often skipped. A quick search on the USPTO database might show whether someone already filed the exact same name, but that only tells part of the story. You also need to look at common law rights, brands that might not be federally registered but are still actively using a name. The risk here is that if your mark is too close to an existing brand, you could face legal challenges or even be forced to rebrand down the line. And the PTO does not do this part for you, they just check the official records. So even if your application gets accepted initially, that doesn't guarantee you're in the clear. Now, step 2 is preparing the application itself, and here you'll need some basic details like your legal name, business address, and what's called a specimen if you're filing based on current use. A specimen is just a real-world example showing your trademark in action, like on a website, packaging, or product label. Now, earlier I mentioned the Trademark ID manual. This is where that becomes really important. Using this tool to describe your goods or services is what keeps you from triggering that $200 freeform text surcharge. So if you're filing on your own, it's a good idea to study that manual closely before submitting anything. And if you're using a service like Trademark Engine, they'll help you choose the correct descriptions up front so you're not stuck figuring that out on your own. Now, step 3 is submitting your application and going through the examination phase. Once you paid your fees and submitted through the Trademark Center, you'll be assigned a trademark examining attorney. Their job is to review your application and flag anything that might be a legal issue, like conflicts with other marks or technical mistakes. Now, if there's a problem, you'll receive what's called an office action. It's basically a letter just saying, here's why we can't approve this yet. Sometimes you just misspelled a word and it's an easy fix. Other times, you're going to need a proper legal argument. This is another point where professional help can be really useful, because if the issue isn't handled correctly, your application could be rejected altogether. Step 4 now is publication and registration. Let's say the examiner clears your application, your mark gets published in the official Gazette. That's just a public listing of pending trademarks, and for 30 days, anyone who feels your mark infringes on theirs has the chance to file an opposition. If no one objects, your mark moves to registration. Or if you filed based on intent to use, then you'll get a notice of allowance instead. So you'll need to file a statement of use later, showing how the trademark is actively being used in commerce. Once registered, you gain nationwide rights to the mark and can start using the R with a circle symbol. But it's worth noting that the registration isn't the end of the process. The USPTO doesn't police your trademark for you. You'll need to watch for infringement and file maintenance documents to keep your rights active. Now, if that whole process sounds a little intimidating, especially if you've never filed a trademark before, I get it. This is where a service like Trademark Engine can really come in handy. They're designed for individuals and small businesses, guiding you through the whole process step by step, from the initial name search all the way to submitting your application. Everything runs through an online questionnaire, so you're not stuck figuring anything out yourself. They'll check the USPTO database for identical marks, help pick the right goods and services descriptions from the ID manual, and make sure you don't accidentally trigger that $200 surcharge. Depending on what you need, you can choose from different service levels, anything from basic filing help to extras like cease and desist letters or expedited filing, and it starts from $49. So if you're looking for a smoother way to navigate the new system, or you just want peace of mind during the process, it is definitely worth considering. Hopefully you found this breakdown helpful, and if you did, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. I always appreciate it. So if you feel confident tackling the application on your own, you've got the roadmap now. But if you prefer a little backup to make sure it's done right, Trademark Engine makes the process a lot easier. There's an affiliate link down in the description. We usually have special offers that you won't see on their main site. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave those down in the comments below. I'd love getting to answer as many of those as I can and help y'all out through what can be a tricky process. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.